All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the most exciting segment of Raise 2025. Are we ready? Are we ready? Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pitch Point, the ultimate competition for AI startups. Well, this competition is aimed at identifying, mentoring, and investing in the next set of game changing startups that deliver value not only to the banking and financial services, but across industries. So, let me take this opportunity and now introduce to you the esteemed Pitch Point jury who will be evaluating the pitches. Well, our panelists bring deep expertise in AI, finance, and technology. They have backed, guided, and scaled some of the most innovative companies and are here today to identify the next set of game changing AI startups. Please join me in welcoming them. Our first jury member, ladies and gentlemen, Rajan Anandan, the Managing Director, Peak XV Partners and Search, has backed some of India's most successful startups, India and Southeast Asia. You guys can do better. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Rajan Anandan. Our next jury member, ladies and gentlemen, Sushma Kaushik, Head L&T Innovation Fund, brings a strong investment lens with focus on enterprise-grade scalability. Ladies and gentlemen, our next jury member, Srimati Tanushri De Barma, IAS, Deputy Director General, UIDAI Technology Center, brings in the perspective of large-scale public digital infrastructure. Our next jury member, ladies and gentlemen, Piyush Shah, the co-founder, InMobi, and President and COO at Glance, brings deep expertise of investing in new age enterprise, SaaS, and India-focused tech startup. Once again, can we have a round of applause for Piyush Shah, ladies and gentlemen. Our next jury member, Mr. Ashish Fafadia, partner at Bloom Ventures. He has been an early supporter of founders who build from the first principles and execute consistently over time. Let's have a round of applause for Ashish Fafadia. And ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Debarag Banerjee, the Chief AI and Data Officer at L&T Finance. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Well, he brings in the perspective of how AI creates measurable business values inside regulated and data-intensive organization. Once again, a round of applause for the entire jury. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you guys are excited to hear about the pitches. But before that, let's tell you how the entire process worked. The pitch point received an overwhelming response of 246 applications. Now, these are startups from the early growth to the stage AI startups. After a detailed and rigorous evaluation process, we have our top 5 startups who will make the pitch. The process is very simple. Each startup will be given 5 minutes to make the pitch, followed by a Q&A session from the esteemed jury members. Well, this gets exciting. 2 winners will be awarded a prize money of 25 lakh each. In addition, these winning startups will also get an opportunity to discuss proof of concept and equity funding with L&D Finance and the L&T Innovation Fund. So let's kick off with the first startup coming on the stage. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for SpoofSense.ai. Well, SpoofSense.ai is a deep tech startup company identifying anti-spoofing infrastructure. They specialize in face liveness detection, deepfake detection, and document authenticity verification. Once again on the stage, ladies and gentlemen, SpoofSense.ai.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Yeah, my name is Karthike Bharadwaj, and I'm the founder of SpoofSense.ai. Identity fraud is exploding. AI has made it effortless to create fake IDs, fake voices, and fake faces that fraudsters are able to exploit. Every year, 86 billion identity checks are going to happen. And just last year, $27.2 billion were lost due to fraud. The problem is current identity verification systems are not able to keep up with deepfakes and the new age frauds. And that is the problem we are solving at SpoofSense. SpoofSense is an AI platform that detects identity fraud, verifying if a given face, a document, or a voice is real or fake. Businesses authenticate millions of their users and detect deepfakes and fraud attacks in real time with SpoofSense. Our AI models have verified more than 20 million identities and detected more than 225,000 identity attacks for our customers. We've gotten 0% error rates in iBeta level 2 evaluation. Here's how it works. An enterprise, say a bank, integrates SpoofSense using SDKs and APIs. So when a user clicks a selfie, clicks a document ID, or records a voice, all of that goes through our AI stack. Our AI stack is a bunch of AI models that we have trained in-house that work in tandem to detect whether a given identity is real or not, providing enterprises real-time security against identity fraud. So in a way, SpoofSense acts as an AI firewall. We've spent the last few years developing this technique. Our AI models analyze micro-textures on the face to detect what is real and what is not. SpoofSense has been trained on millions and millions of real-world identity attacks, so it really knows what the underlying pattern of a fraud attack might look like. It works in less than a single second and only needs a single selfie to check whether something is real or not. Since our launch in Jan 2024, we've verified more than 20 million identities, detected 225,000 spoofing attacks. We're live with some of the largest KYC and IDV players like Signsy, Bureau, Perfios, and more. Last year, we also successfully completed a pilot with UIDAI, proving our readiness for a national scale deployment. And our models have passed iBeta level 1 and level 2 testing with a 0% error rate. Some of the companies that trust SpoofSense have integrated our models and detected millions of users and able to flag real-time deepfakes. So as AI-driven fraud is surging, the enterprise spending on solutions like SpoofSense is also increasing. This market is growing at a 17% CAGR and was valued at $13.8 billion this year. So our business model is pretty simple. Our APIs are built per API call. We also have on-prem licensing. So this is deployed by banks, telecoms, and large BFSI customers with high ACVs, with multi-year contracts and support. We are a bunch of deeply technical people who are obsessed with solving this problem of identity fraud. I previously worked on facial authentication at Jakarta, and I was also the winner of Smart India Hackathon 2019. We have Ayush, our head of AI from IIT Kharagpur. He's our computer vision expert and designs our model architecture. And Ritik from IIIT Hyderabad, he works on vision as well as audio. We've been backed by some of the greatest VCs out there. We were also a part of Google for Startups AI Accelerator last year, and also a part of NVIDIA Inception program. Our vision is to fight bad AI by building good AI. We want to build world-class AI systems that can authenticate real users and detect any kind of ID fraud and provide our customers the defense that they deserve. The scene is always not the truth. Thank you.
Fantastic pitch. Our jury is excited to ask you a few questions. Now I request the jury, starting with Dr. Debarag.
Yeah, so you mentioned 225K attack detected or 20 mils, so if I do the math, it's about 1.1%. I mean, gut feel that's about 3 to 10x more than what we see in real fraud. So the question is, were these verified as frauds or were these flags that somebody else needed to look into? Yeah.
So we have two categories. One category where a manual authentication is needed. The 225K were actual frauds that were detected in production, so roughly around 1% of the total volume.
Yep.
So Currently, you have enough business, it seems. Not enough, I'm guessing. But how are you deciding on the price point? Is it varying across the industry, or do you have something out there which you refer to? What is your business model around it?
So we have, for customers who are integrating our APIs, we have per API billing for them, and it scales according to the volume. And it's a very competitive price. Although what we are trying to do is we are trying to make our models smaller so that they use less compute and the pricing works, for everyone. Then we have licensing as well. So this is where we deploy the entire platform that we have for customers who want it on their own premises and they don't want to integrate cloud APIs. For that, we have an ACV that is tied according to the volume that they want to process throughout the year.
Rajan sir?
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about the underlying technology? Like, what are you using? What are you using?
Yeah. So, um, so at the core, as I said in our stack, there are multiple AI models. So we have three divisions: face, documents, and voice. If I talk about face, right? So we have large computer vision models that are trained on proprietary data sets that we have collected, synthesized over the past couple of years. And there are lots of aspects that we check in a face. The most important part, or the most effective technique that we discovered was micro textures on a face. Um, the way human flesh is, for example, if I'm talking about spoofs and face, right? Human skin is very different from deepfakes. Deepfakes are created programmatically using maths. They are not captured using a camera. And our models, after getting trained on millions and millions of such samples, are able to discover these patterns and effectively learn what microtextures on human skin looks like and what a deepfake might output. So that is how we're able to create a score for every face. If that score is greater than a certain threshold, we say that this face is live or genuine. Otherwise, it gets classified as a deepfake attack.
I have a
Yes, ma'am.
question. So what is your sales channel strategy? How will you be doing your distribution?
Yeah. So we are partnering with channel partners. For example, we recently did a deployment in UAE through one of our channel partners based out of India. Initially, we thought partnering with channel partners is going to help us scale fast because we do not have a sales team built in yet. But in the long term, of course, we'll want to set up our own sales team. We want to do direct outbound sales as well. So yeah, the first half is founder-led sales as well as channel partners.
Piyush?
Yeah, Karthik, pretty good. Just to double click on Rajan's question, talk about the base models being used and how close are you to what the LLMs are doing? When you say there's a proprietary layer,
Yeah.
you mentioned data sets. So talk about the data sets and what have you created as your layer, which is not too close to what Anthropic or OpenAI would have or Gemini, whichever one you're using.
Yeah. So Ayush here, our head of AI. So we created our own architecture. So what it is an ensemble of different models. So every model looks at a different aspect of the face. One model checks how the light is bouncing off the skin. The way light interacts with human skin versus something like a deep fake or a mask is very different. So that model is just responsible for checking the lighting and the luminance on the face. The other model is able to check textures. So the way skin pores are versus the way pixels are arranged in a deepfake attack or Gen AI attack are very different. So what at the end of the day, what we do is we fuse all these scores that we get from these different models, and the final score is averaged. And based on that threshold, we're able to say if something is live or not. So uh, what we discovered was using just one approach is not always the best way forward. You have to look at a face in various angles and then average out the scores of you have to vote out everything and then do the final prediction.
Ashish?
Hey, hi Karthik here. Thank you. No constraints. 5 years out, what do you see this getting to? What are you trying, or what are you trying to take it to?
So identity now has become, as I said, it's getting tougher and tougher with these new models, right? And if I talk about the new Gen AI developments, creating deepfakes is, you can do it on a laptop, a thing that, a Hollywood movie studios used to do after spending like thousands of dollars, you can do it using just one API call on Gemini or Sora. So what we have discovered is attacking the physics, because we do physics-based, we are building physics-based models. We do not build it model by model. We're attacking the underlying structure of what a deepfake is. And this is really going to make a very general model and general offering out there. And as I said, 1% error rate is the current scenario, but this is exploding. There is a 3,000% jump in deepfakes, and trend is going only upwards. So I think this market is, there are no real incumbents right there because every month there's a new kind of model that obliterates all deepfake detection technology. So we have to be on our toes, and we have to keep working with the fraud, at par with fraudsters to actually make it big.
Well, thank you so much for the wonderful questions. And once again, congratulations. Let's have a round of applause for
Thank you
spoofsense.ai.
so much.
So this is just the beginning. The first one was very interesting. Let's move ahead with the next one coming on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, codemate.ai. Well, codemate.ai is building a full stack AI coding agent that accelerates software development by automating the entire software development lifecycle. Please put your hands together for codemate.ai.
All right, a very good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Ayush Singhal. I'm the founder and CEO of CodeMate AI. As the name suggests, it's an AI coding agent helping anyone build softwares with simple conversations. We basically solve the biggest problem in the software industry. Like, software powers everything we use today, right from the information we consume through a website to consuming data through a chatbot, applications, and so on. But those who build it, they are actually less than 1% in number in the entire world. So to meet the ever increasing demand, there is always a very short supply of that. So we understood that problem, and we wanted to make not just the existing developers 20x to 30x more productive, but we wanted to lower the barrier to create a software. We wanted to make the technology accessible to anyone from any background, just with the help of simple conversations in simple regional language. They can converse with CodeMate, and CodeMate can build an end-to-end software for them. We, the founding team, identified this problem while working for more than 7 years in the industry. Me, Kshitij, Shama, we three of us have spent close to 7 years working products for millions of users across the world. And we identified this problem is not just with individuals. It's a very bigger problem on enterprise scale where billions of dollars are spent to clear the technical debts of engineering teams out there. So we saw this problem and wanted to build an environment where it is completely secured, private, and understands the contextual understanding of an organization. We already have like lots of ID environments, tools out there, which claims to be a developer tool and helps you in coding. But they lack three major areas where we found the gray area to enter. First and the foremost being understanding on legacy code bases. So code bases, like if you talk about enterprise, like we have the code base being written from hundreds of years out there. But the tools which we used are starting from day one, not from day zero. So we built a code memory which not just have the understanding on a legacy code base, but it keeps on understanding the code as you progress. So if you work on a code base 6 months later on as well, you can still refer to the same code with the help of CodeMate, and CodeMate can help you build further on. Second and the third area where we wanted to enter is every single coding tool out there is fully dependent on large language model hosted over clouds. We built a proprietary inference that can run on the edge because we believe code is the major IP of any company, so it should stay on device and on the existing environment with built-in guardrails that helps them in doing a secured way of coding automation. So this is a world where we eventually look upon where to build a software, enterprise need not have tens and hundreds of tools to automate that. CodeMate can help them right from ideation, prototype generation, to code generation, then testing, debugging, and so on. Fully automation of entire software development cycle with the help of a single tool that works entirely from conversations, which built-in knowledge base, which has a contextual understanding on not just code bases, but on documentations, repositories, swaggers, and any form of knowledge which a developer himself looks upon. And then also helpful for non-developers, where we give that vibe to build a software to non-engineering teams. They can simply use CodeMate, describe what they want to build, maybe a chatbot, maybe voice agent, and so on, maybe any kind of an CRM. CodeMate understands, and it's a suite of AI agents that works under the hood. Each agent specifically designed to conquer a particular task, like let's say to plan a software, how softwares are built, like a job of a product manager as well. And then starting from designing to code generation, then testing, debugging, and finally in the deployment stage. So that's it, two teams which is working to build end-to-end software for you. And powered by already supported best of the models in the world, we also are heavily working on the owning the infrastructure as well. We have our own suite of models, like ranking like amongst the industry best performing models. And we're super proud to share we are the only Indian company building for the world, which is ranking #1 right now on the SWE benchmark, verified data sets, which is a globally acceptable benchmark by OpenAI. We have beaten GitHub Copilot, Cursor, and the best of the likes of the world. Very recently, last week itself, we have released this news. We have an accuracy of 76% in the SWE benchmark. And the future of AI, what we're looking upon, should be self-hosted on the enterprise environment with working on a hybrid architecture on device and on premises with the partnership of Qualcomm and working with more than
Time
100,000
is
users.
up.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Let's have a round of applause for CodeMate.ai. So we have a question from the jury now. Piyush?
Tell me something. There are 10 large vibe coding platforms out there. 5 are successful, and they also don't know whether they'll survive or not because of they're so close to the base models. So what is it that you're doing? From what I understand, it's still developing prototypes. Between getting to the prototype versus the actual final product is a huge margin. It's still 7 on 10. So what have you, I'm not sure or understood if you have got to that 10 on 10 or not, because that's the only way one can survive in the enterprise coding world, right?
Absolutely, great question. So we started with the developer tool. We started with helping the engineering teams automate their development cycle from code generation to debugging. We entered into this vibe coding or like prototype generation, which you were mentioning upon, based upon our client requirements. Because like we have a customer, TVS Credit, they're they have product managers as well using our product. They wanted to build internal enterprise tools as well, so they start using CodeMate. So we launched another product which is helpful for non-developers as well. There we started entering into helping anyone build software. So like coming back to your question, how we see ourselves from this market being changing upon less than 50% of the companies being successful. We are not just helping anyone build softwares as well. We are basically building the talent as well to learn programming to basically on an education level as well. We started CodeMate for Education, where more than 100 colleges are working with us right now to build out the talent pool to working on the actually on a coding level as well. So we are provoking more and more people to understand how softwares are built instead of blindly going to a vibe coding tool and just prompting and getting the shit done without understanding how it is actually built upon. So that is one area, and second area through a suite of automation, through code reviewing, on testing the piece of code being written. That is how we are managing this.
Fantastic. Sushma?
Yeah, my question is more on how do you price a product like this, and what is your selling proposition to a client?
Pricing is based on a subscription-based model with our autonomous agent being priced on a pay-as-you-go. Like our starting price is as low as 1,600 rupees per month per user. And for pay-as-you-go model, we charge as low as you can top up a $10 credits, and we give you 100 credits on that. So it is on a pay-as-you-go as well as on a subscription model based on the product you use. And the value proposition we deliver to the end client, we save their time and cost to build a software. So build versus buy mentality of any enterprise, they can do both with the help of CodeMate as well.
Dr. Debarag?
Yeah. So I noticed you're focusing on the SLM and especially trying to get into AGI. What's your take on how you maintain that high SOTA rank while being on the edge. And mind you, I love the fact that you're trying AI. As a coder, the quicker the prompt response. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for the same. And answering to your question, like we haven't done fully on device yet. Like it's more on a hybrid mode where depending on the type of query put up by a developer or a user, it choose like whether it should shift to a large language model which is hosted over a GPU server of cloud or on-prem, or it should stay on the device and run over a small language model. That is what we have built on an architectural level. And the performance which we have been receiving, that's on a latest coding agent, which is runs on the IDE, our Cora agent. That is performing the top amongst the Cursor and GitHub Copilot, with being hybrid in nature. Depending on the query, it can stay on device or over cloud as well. I hope it answered a question or I missed anything.
Tanushree, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
So when you talk about on-prem, UIDI is very particular about development on-prem because of various security issues. Like Debrat was saying that there are concerns, security concerns. So two questions, how do you incorporate DevSecOps into, is there a plan for that? Because a lot of these need to be updated on a regular basis. And the second one is that like they were saying, how do you ensure that once you have given on subscription to an on-prem customer, how often will you upgrade it? Have you faced challenges about the security team saying that you can't be upgrading it how frequently as you want?
Sure. So answering to your first question, like we are catering to even the security team as well. It helps them in managing their CI/CD pipelines and on a security side deployments and as well. So there are different agents working under CodeMates, which works on these areas, which is helping a cloud security team for an enterprise as well in their day-to-day task. And how do we cater? The second question was?
Keep them updated
Keep
on
them
an
updated, right,
on-prem
right.
deployment.
So we do like regular updates on our models. So it depends, like an enterprise, are they using any OpenAI Anthropic models, or they're using our own models, which is hosted on their environment. So if they're using our models, we do regular updates on a fine-tuning level on their data sets, on our data sets. Depending on their case-to-case requirement, we do it like maybe like twice a year or once in a year like basis as well. So there's a constant maintenance being happening on an enterprise level.
Thank you so much, CodeMate AI. Let's have a round of applause for them. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, next up on the stage is Arrowhead. Well, Arrowhead is building a voice AI platform that enables banks, NBFCs, fintechs, and insurers to automate millions of customers' conversations, ranging from loan sales to insurance sales to collection. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on the stage Arrowhead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Divyani, and we are building Arrowhead, which is the smartest voice AI sales agent for BFSI. So to start with, we're actually going to show you a call that one of our bots has done so you can get a sense of what it sounds like. Okay, the backup is that I will be playing it on my phone and putting it into the mic.
गुड मॉर्निंग, क्या मेरी बात प्रणय जेटली से हो रही है? हाँ, बताइए बताइए। ओके, पहले तो प्रणय जी ये जानना चाहूंगा कि आपको हमारी सर्विसेज सब कैसे लग रही हैं? मेरा मतलब आपके एग्जिस्टिंग लोन में कोई इशू तो नहीं हो रहा है ना? नहीं सर जी, बिल्कुल भी नहीं है अभी तक तो। ग्रेट, सुनकर अच्छा लगा। लेकिन अगर फ्यूचर में आपको कभी भी किसी भी टाइम कोई भी इशू होती है ना, तो बेझिझक हमें कांटेक्ट करें। ऑल्सो एक और चीज कि थैंक यू सो मच कि आपने आज तक हमेशा आपके लोन पेमेंट सब टाइम पे किया है, और इसी एक्सेलेंट पेमेंट हिस्ट्री को देखते हुए आप एक 50,000 के प्री अप्रूव्ड पर्सनल लोन के एक ऑफर के लिए एलिजिबल हुए हैं विद अ रिड्यूस्ड इंटरेस्ट रेट एंड 60 मंथ्स के टेन्योर के साथ। इस ऑफर में इंटरेस्टेड होंगे क्या प्रणय जी आप? बट मुझे ना कुछ 1 लाख की जरूरत थी,
मैं थोड़ा ट्रिप प्लान कर रहा था.
I understand प्रणय जी, that is definitely possible. मैं एक काम करता हूँ आपके लिए, एक एग्जीक्यूटिव का कॉल बैक अरेंज करवा देता हूँ. वो आपको 24 आवर्स के अंदर अंदर कांटेक्ट करेंगे. तब तक आप एप्लीकेशन कंप्लीट करके रख लीजिए एंड एग्जीक्यूटिव से बात होने के बाद लोन अमाउंट फाइनलाइज करके वो आपकी वेरिफिकेशन कंप्लीट कर देंगे. तो क्या हम आपके एप्लीकेशन के साथ आगे बढ़ सकते हैं क्या?
Going to pause there, but that should give you a sense of what the bot sounds like. Just to introduce myself, I'm the CEO and founder, studied at Wharton and worked with BCG largely in the BFSI space. And
Hey, I'm Venkat. I'm the CTO and co-founder. So I worked across core cloud as well as product companies like AWS, Uber, Rippling, Airbnb, etc.
so this bot that you just heard, we actually deployed this at Aditya Birla Capital, where we competed in a POC against 6 other voice AI companies, and we came out as the #1. This has been the case across many companies where we've competed in POCs, and we've consistently been able to prove that we are one of, if not the most, human-like bot in the market today. And it's not just about making it human-like, it's about, can you actually generate ROI for the company? In one of the use cases, which you'll see on the left here, our bot is doing up to 15 to 20-minute end-to-end health insurance sales calls. And we actually achieved up to 44% higher conversion rates than human agents themselves. So this company has today replaced 100% of their health insurance sales agents with our bot. Similarly, for the company that you see on the right, we were able to get 20% higher renewal rates than the company's status quo, and hence, again, scaling that across 100% of their calls. We're already working with many of the largest banks and NBFCs and fintechs in India today. These are some of the examples: Axis, Aditya Birla, RBL, IndusInd, the list goes on. Every single POC we have done has converted into a longer-term go-live contract. And what this means is that every company we've worked with has seen that value and efficacy in our bot. Thank you.
Interesting. Question from our jury. Let's start with Roger.
Hi, great to see you, and congrats on the progress. Talk a little bit about, like, where does it go from here? Like, how are you thinking about, there'll be lots of bots, and the bots will keep getting better. One day you'll be the best, next day somebody else will be the best. Talk a little bit about how will you build enterprise moats, product roadmap, where does it go from here?
Yeah. Do you want to talk a bit more on that?
Sure. So key areas that we are looking onto is, one is the quality of the bot itself. The key objectives that we are having is to reduce the latency. So we wanted to bring it less than 500 milliseconds. It's called time to first byte, like how soon the bot is able to respond back to the user. So, it makes the bot more human-like. So it includes emotional IQ. So we want the bot not just to know what the customer is talking, but also learn about their emotion. So a typical sandwiched speech-to-text LLM, text-to-speech bot does not understand the emotion of the customer. So we are working on adding emotion to our bot so that it will be able to know whether the user is shouting, angry, laughing. So especially for debt collection, where you want to show empathy to the user, that is going to be of a greater deal, and it's going to be a major differentiating factor. And on the other side, we are also working on building a customer intelligence layer as well. So for example, let's say the bank calls Devyani, let's say for a mutual fund. So with a single call, we'll be able to identify whether she is the decision maker of the family, what language she speaks, what's her referral score, what's her intent score, what are the competitor products she is using. So I know technically a lot of attributes that I can extract from Devyani. And the further calls, let's say you're going to call them for personal loan, let's say a couple of months from now, I'll be able to make a customized pitch to Devyani, which was not possible earlier. So think about like a dedicated relationship manager who knows everything about a particular employee, right? And when they're talking to them, they know exactly all their previous conversation and be able to provide a much more fine-tuned experience. So we are trying to build the customer intelligence, and we are going to fine-tune our interaction to the customer based on it. And the same customer intelligence layer can be democratized for customer segmentation, targeted marketing, competition analysis, where we won't be doing it ourselves, but we'll be able to plug into the existing products, which allows us to do that. So that's it, yeah.
Yeah, and just to add one line to that, the reason is because sales is not a one-size-fits-all. What Vanguard wants is probably very different to what I want. So how can you personalize every journey, every pitch to the person that you're talking to, which today is not done in customer calling centers?
Sushma?
You obviously have access to a lot of information and data. Can you monetize it? Can you use the information that you have beyond what you are offering to your customer?
Yeah, so for us, our KPI is always to increase conversions for a company that we're working with. That's what we've been doing up till now, and that's what we want to continue to do. So when we say monetizing data, it would never mean to, we would never be using, for instance, one company's data to help for another company. It just means how can we use that company's data to improve the calling and the WhatsApp messaging and the email for that company itself to increase conversions further.
Ashish?
Hey, hi. Congrats on the success. What has been driving your success today in terms of vis-a-vis other players? And we have seen an influx of many players targeting many sides of the BFSI. So what's allowing you to today win, and what's your sustainable right to win according to you?
Yeah. So today, it's you're absolutely right that there are lots of voice AI bots in the market today. Today, there is quite a massive difference between the best voice AI bots and maybe the not so good, or like the medium voice AI bots. And a large part comes from the tech that we've been able to build, and Vanguard can probably talk more on that. But I think the technical difference is still there in a very stark way among these bots. Going forward, the tech marginal difference might start to reduce. As tech maybe starts to become more commoditized, a lot of this tech becomes more democratized and easily available. At that point, it's like what you were asking about, how do you then use the data to ensure you're able to increase conversions for not just insurance company 1, but insurance company 2, 3, 4 that I'm working with. And we've seen this play out where when we go live with a loan sales use case in month 1, and then another company's loan sales use case in month 2, in month 3, both of them, the conversions have increased by 50%. And it's because of the ability for us to just use insights across both of those to continuously build more intelligent bots. And that ends up being our moat going forward.
Come on, let's have a round of applause for Arrowhead. Thank you so much, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, next up on the stage, it is Different Byte. Well, the product ByteFlow is building an AI automation platform designed to help businesses become AI-enabled without rebuilding their own system. Please put your hands together and welcome Different Byte on the stage. A round of applause, guys.
So, hi. Good afternoon, everyone. We are the founders of ByteFlow. Nigel Derman here. His previous startup was bought by BigBasket. He was part of Google Launchpad, and his recipe book app got Most Innovative App Award in 2016 and was also awarded the Editor Choice Award. It had around 4.5 million users. Now coming to me, my name is Adil Majid. I was part of BFSI. And during this time, I encountered with multiple apps for doing multiple things. And these apps and solutions are not connected to each other. And these legacy systems have a lot of data. Now, it lacks intelligence also. And whenever, I was part of business transformation project where we were trying to build the entire solution. It took months, years of engineering and effort. And once we built, the actual users were not able to use it because there was a learning curve. So again, the delay. And that is when we decided to build ByteFlow. It is a AI automation and orchestration tool that enables enterprises to stay within the system itself. So they can use the existing software and solution and build the workflows and automation and AI layer on top of it, with or without API. Now, some of the AI agents, like voice agents, is available, which is inbuilt, which was completely built by in-house team itself. Now, it has 9 languages in Indian languages, and it has 10 international languages as well. We have document parsing tool, which enables in customer onboarding, vendor onboarding, and things like that. And it also has email automation, chat automation, and things like that. Now, what I'm going to show here is an experience of how Byteflow helps in a manufacturing enterprise, because our tool is working across different departments and it works across different industries as well.
I need those parts now. We are falling behind schedule.
Looks like this could delay production by 2 days. I'll find a replacement. Hey, do you have any B5 actuators?
Sorry, not in stock right now.
We don't have those specifications.
Bhai, minimum order 500 units only.
급한 주문인데 마감 기한 맞출 수 있어요?
마감 기한 맞출 수 있을 것 같은데?
Yeah, easy.
Found replacement actuators. Shipment will arrive in 48 hours.
Copy. But with that delay, we'll be late by 2 days.
Okay. Let me see if I can get this on a later ship.
Yeah, we don't have room on any other ships this week.
Got it. Finding another solution to keep the shipment on time. Hey, I'm trying to get a shipment out. Are you able to ship 4 tons in the next 24 hours?
Yeah, we can do 14K per ton.
Let me get back to you on that. What's your price to ship in the next 24 hours?
Easy, 8K per ton.
Perfect. Getting the paperwork sent over. Hey man, your appointment is coming. Looks like there's an accident ahead.
That explains the gridlock. I won't be able to complete the run on time.
No worries. Already looking for another driver.
I'm available to pick it up. I'll get it there on time.
Hey Shannon. Good news, I was able to get the shipment delivered on time.
We're eyeing expansion to 2 new regions in India. Can you deliver?
Consider it done.
Already on it.
Yeah, thank you. So what you saw here is the experience. Now what you're seeing here is how we are building it. Now you have, all the enterprise will have APIs. Now what you see here is an example of building a voice calling agent. Now this, so you need to simply upload the API document and you can create the workflow with the APIs. And it doesn't take months or weeks, it just takes matter of minutes that you are able to connect the API and build the workflow completely. So it's connecting. And we have inbuilt API MCP converters, which enable this process. And we are able to build those workflows, like I said, in matter of minutes. Now, what are the key advantages for our tool? One is API to MCP converter. Second, even without API, we have a GPA module which enables the entire workflow to be built even without API. Because the entire heavy lifting will be done by the AI agent. AI agent will do the entire process of creating the workflow and also doing that task, which enables in building this workflow faster. We have inbuilt agents, like I said, for voice agents and other tools as well. Now, we like to talk about one of our customers, Santa Monica. They are in study abroad industry. They are able to save around 16 lakhs monthly. They were able to reduce their application team members from 250 to 50. And individual contribution of application creation increased from 6 to 50. Now, this is what we did last year. We did around $100,000 in revenue. And this year, we are targeting around $350,000. And like I said, we are a completely bootstrapped company. We have customers and POCs done across BFSI, enterprise, retail, FMCG, and all, different segments. And we are also currently in discussion with L&T Technology Services also for them to use this tool for their BFSI tool building, solution building, and things like that. Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. Over to you guys.
Come on, let's have a round of applause for different Byte, ladies and gentlemen. Ashish?
Hey, hi, thank you.
Yeah.
Very quickly, what's typically the time that it takes for the implementation at your on-prem or otherwise? And the second one is that when you look at creating those cost savings, how do you charge?
So in terms of workflows, depending upon the voice calling, like you said, so it can create the MCPs in matter of minutes. So depending upon the API and the workflow is where the time is consumed. Now sometimes, depending upon the API, if it is huge and the workflow is huge, it will take some time. But otherwise, if it is simple steps which you saw about creating a AI calling workflow or a document passing workflow or a customer onboarding workflow, it takes lesser time. And that's why we are saying that we'll be able to, reduce the timing in much better way. And on the costing part also, we are charging, anyway, platform fees are there, but major monetization comes from the inbuilt AI agents. Like, for example, voice calling agent, our rates is from 2 to 6 rupees. For document passing, we are charging around 99 paise. So that way is what we are, one of the monetization that we are doing.
Great. Devraj, sir?
Yeah. So when it comes to agentic AI, there is a viewpoint out there that there are probably more people building agents with slapping an MCP on an API than there are people who are ready to use them and actually put them in workflow, right? Now, what is your experience in terms of the number of agents that you're building that is actually making it into workflow, and how do you ensure that that it's use case first?
We build agents to build agents. If you see you give the documents, it understands the API document and you build the MCP like in a matter of minutes. Sometimes it will fail, like 95% it is accurate. Sometimes engineers need to be step in and we have to modify it according to the use case. So we have a provision for that. Most of the time it's work for the users.
Piyush?
I love the video. It's like a movie. But what I was not sure is you said there are 8 to 10 kind of problems you guys can solve for enterprises. And it could be across industries, manufacturing, and the whole logo sphere had too many industries. What will it mean to focus and go deep on one industry and do vertical enterprise AI? And what makes you believe you can do all these industries across all these problems? I haven't understood that part of the moat or depth yet.
So we allowing users to build like a third party, they can integrate it into our solution. The problem is in the market, there is no solution to connect each other. So that's a very hectic way. So we believe that we have in-house solutions as well as we also, for one of the customer, they need a SAP. So we build a SAP connector for that. So they have different sources. If you're building a solution, you have to build a CRM for that. Otherwise, they can't integrate to their system. And
so are you becoming like an IT services thing in the AI world?
No. We are automation platform.
So while we teach each users, right, like each enterprises, while we did that, post that they will be creating the workflows. We will step out of it and we will be charging based on whatever tokens, what is burned and all that. So that's why we will be able to monetize and all that, and we will stay in multiple segments for sure.
Tanushri ma'am?
In terms of your prior experience, can you compare two sectors, their readiness, and what are the threat factors? Because like in your video, there were so many integrating industries coming into the play. For solving for that, there'll be a lot of risks involved. Somebody's data doesn't compile, somebody has some security restriction. So isn't that a threat for your plans? How will you do that?
No. We have engineers. Once we try to build a solution for enterprise, we have a setup fee for that. So we have engineers. If something happens, like if agent can't build the solution, our engineers will step in and build the solution, make sure everything works fine.
The readiness of the industry.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So in the BFSI industry, I come from insurance background. So there is a lot of apps which is there already there in the system. Now on the business transformation projects, what happens is that we are figuring out where to put it and all that. By the time we build it, it might not be able to useful also. Our tool helps in terms of quickly building this tool so that you can really know in matter of weeks where, okay, this idea which we had, whether it works or not for the enterprises. So the use case, most of the enterprises want the AI capability and all that, but they are worried about the data security and all that. We are providing on-prem scenario also because the AI agent is open source and all that we are providing. And because we are providing on-premise, the data security also is something we are covering that.
Well, thank you so much. Can we have a round of applause for Different Byte once again?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. And the final one, ladies and gentlemen, this lovely afternoon is Neurofin AI Technologies. Eurofin is an automating document processing using a multi-agent operations architecture for loan processing, helping lenders deliver faster turnaround time. Please put your hands together for Eurofin AI Technologies.
Hi, thank you everyone. We are Neurofin. From the team, we have Bakul, who's head of product, and Shri as well. Before we start, guys, just a big shout out to the whole LTF team for making this happen. We haven't seen an event of this magnitude for the startup, so thank you so much for bringing us here, right? And it's really, really humbling and heartwarming to be here. At Neurofin, what we are doing is we basically are making secured loan processing a same-day process. Right now, think of it. If Vijay wants to take an unsecured loan, right, I go to Cred or Paytm, click buttons, get money in minutes. But if I want to get a secured loan, right, I have to wait for 4 weeks. Right? So that was basically a problem statement where we started. And that's where we started building. We've been in business for 18 months. And this is the only thing that we've been doing and continue to do. The whole idea is around how do we make secured loans FTR, right? So basically, you bring in first-time right at every stage of the loan. This is quickly about our team. Most of the team comes from finance background or fintech background. So the problem statement that we are trying to solve is, be it secured or unsecured loans, 40% of all the banking volume happens on last 2 days of the month, right? And that is when I cannot increase the team size. So I can either be fast or I can be accurate, right? I can't be both. And RBI doesn't like if you're not accurate. There is typically a 10 to 15% drop-off in loans after sanction, right? So imagine I found a client, convinced them to take a loan from me, right? And took all the documents, got them sanctioned, only to hear that I have moved on with someone else. That hurts. Being a salesperson, I know how much it hurts, right? So basically, how do we reduce that? In a secured loan, there's a 6 times back and forth between customers, operations, sales, and everybody, right? And these were some of the problems that we're looking at. And what we realized was everything was focused on how do we make first time right at every stage of the loan, right? So if as a salesperson, I go to a client, collect the documents and tell them, sir, everything is okay, but one salary slip of a co-applicant is missing, you arrange it, meanwhile, I'll go and process it. As CPC, if I look at the documents and able to say that valuation report seems to be a little off as per our FTR rules, FTR norms, right? And process the application, at every stage, you'll be saving a couple of days, right? And overall, actually can crunch it to a few days from few weeks right now. We are already live with some of the clients on audit, ops maker and checker, CPC, and sales stage. This is our client list. These are all live signed up clients. We do not talk about our POCs because we know that nowadays there are way too many POCs happening with every FI. And yeah, I think that's that. This is one of our clients talking about how much they like us. Very quickly, just basically how the platform works, right? So let's say if you're integrated into your LOS, right, and you are processing an application, we trigger at a stage, right? So stage can be a CPC or ops. The moment it is triggered, all the documents which are under that application are reviewed. When I say reviewed, we do not take anything for granted. So if a PAN is uploaded as Aadhaar, we'll still say it is Aadhaar. If a GST certificate is uploaded in bank under a placeholder of bank statement, we'll still go read and say this is a GST certificate. Our classification accuracy right now is at 98% across 100 plus BFSI documents, which is unheard of. That is our own IP model, right? Once we identify which are the documents, we extract the relevant information only, right? And so relevant information, you can use it as data entry. We can give you in the JSON format or wherever you want to store it in your DB. After that, we start applying the rules, right? So the rules can be something as simple as just see if the Aadhaar is redacted or not. They can be a little more complex as can you read the CIBIL and tell me if there have been more than 3 check bounces, right? They can be more complex as what is a FOIR and is it as per my norms. We do everything that a human will do, including signature checks, right? If the signature on all the pages is matching or not. Matching your photo, the live photo on your application with the Aadhaar and KYC. Even if there is a single document which has multiple KYC documents, right? Which is how most of us save our KYC. In the one single file, I have Aadhaar, I have PAN, I have GST, right? So even if there are multiple documents coming as part of the single file, we identify those, break it, and assess it. Things like Aadhaar, front and back of the Aadhaar of applicant and co-applicant, correlating that. So we built a system which is extremely nuanced, which works on all the solutions on a bigger problem like lab, right? So lab is what we solved, and because most of us come from the BFSI background, we know if you solve lab, you solve most of it. Thank you.
You guys can get better. Let's have a round of applause for Europe. Perfect. So this was the last one, and I'm sure our jury has questions. Shushma,
Yes,
being the first one.
Yes. So thanks so much. I mean, I can completely understand how you will be making life of the sales team particularly easy. But clearly there are certain external dependencies, right? Like you need a valuation certificate, you need certain photographs to reconcile the information that you've got. That could take time. So then how can you still process something in, say, a day?
Yeah, so what I said, processing secured loan in a day is what we are working towards, right? So coming to valuation report, also legal opinion. In fact, legal opinion we've tried internally, and we are already at 80-85% accuracy. Legal opinion takes 3 days. Valuation and technical report, we know there are some of the AI first companies who are trying to build it. If they get to it first, we partner with them and sell it as an integrated solution for our customers.
Can we have a question from Rajan?
First time an MC is cold calling the judges. Thank you for doing that. Talk a little bit about how many customers do you have? And like, you talked about one of them.
Yeah.
And like what are the business results you're driving for them?
Sure. So Rajan, right now we have 5 customers: Muthoot FinCorp, Tata Capital, Jio, AU, and Ugro. These are live customers. And the kind of results I'll tell you without naming the clients. One client, basically the post-sanction pre-dispersal process for secured loans, came down from 2.5 hours to 12 minutes. The other client, at a CPC stage, which is pre-sanction, post-sales, they've reduced their manpower by 40% in last 2 months, right? So these are some of the results which are live, which we've driven, and we basically have a validation from the clients already.
Vijay, I had a question.
Yeah.
It sounds like a very operations intense. So workflow automation is the crux of this, right? And so then help me understand. There is a power of what the base models are doing to automate versus your proprietary stuff. What's really proprietary about this vis-a-vis what the models are providing? And where do you see that scaling? Because you need to differentiate again and again vis-a-vis other people.
Yeah, so quite a few things, right? So as I said, for last 18 months, as a team of 15 members, right, and now 20, we've been doing only this. We don't do anything else, right? So start with things like classification model, wherein my system can identify documents at 98% accuracy, right? Which you can't do out of the box. Out of the box, I'll tell you, the classification accuracies are somewhere around 67-68%. Right, extraction plus checklist validation, our accuracies are above 95%. Right, out of the box will give you something like 80-83%. But this is a problem of P into Q into R into S, right? So if you use out of the box solutions, you'll still hit 61, 62, wherein we are at 94-95%. Right, so this is not only the LLM that goes into it. We actually don't say we are a Gen AI company. We say we are a solutions company. Right, so if you have one process that I take over, I'll make sure that everything I do, right? Signature models are not part of the Gen AI or the LLMs, right? We built it in-house. Things like what I said, multiple documents in the same file, you can't get it out of the box, right? So these are some of the things that we built, but when you see the operations checklist, it's extremely nuanced, right? And we basically pick up every problem, spend a lot of time, and crack it so that it becomes replicable. Yeah.
Question. So I like your approach of going use case first and then applying what needs to be. Now, when you scale, those use cases will be, even in BFSI, will be a little different based on product, based on company, based on customer region and so on and so forth, right? So would you how would you balance your, let us say, your cost linearity versus market market address?
So, okay, because I've been a banker for long enough, I'll just try to take a step back here. There are two major things in banking, right? One is corporate and the retail, right? In retail, the largest use case is lab, right? So lab will have identity, income, and collateral. When you do unsecured loans, it is identity and income. When you do onboarding, it is only identity, right? So we actually went after the most complex problem so that everything else becomes a subset of that. Right, so what you said, there will be more use cases. We are already getting more use cases. In fact, now we are shipping within a week. Earlier, we used to take 6 to 8 weeks to ship, right? Because you've now solved a superset of a problem. Now, subsets, you are able to, cut the pieces out of it and give it. The next stage is, can we do something similar on the corporate side, right? So basically, I think that way is because now we are already at a scale where we are doing significant amount of applications every month. Our cost has started coming down, right, per application. So basically, it's very unlikely that the industry cost goes down and my goes up. It'll be probably other way around because we are now focusing only on this use case and nothing else.
Well, thank you so much, Neurofin AI Technologies. Let's have a round of applause for them. Thank you so much, guys. And once again, can we have a round of applause for all the 5 wonderful startups? You guys can do better. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure the jury had a tough job. May I now request the jury members to please come on the stage. Rajan, Piyush, can we have all of you please come on the stage? Ladies and gentlemen, Piyush, Srimati Tanushri Dev Barma, we have Mr. Ashish Fafadia, we have Sushma Kaushik, we have Mr. Rajan Anandan, and Dr. Debrag Banerjee. Tough job for you guys. How is it? Enjoyed the sessions? Your perspective on all of that happened in the last 1 hour, Rajan?
Yeah, I think, look, firstly, congratulations to all 5 of the startups. Let's give them a big round of applause. Look, I think, look, AI in India will be won by Indian AI companies, and I think there's no better example than the companies that we've seen today. We think that AI in BFSI in India is an infinite market. It's a giga market, as I like to call it. And I think these founders and actually all the others that we met during the previous session where we had 10 of them present, I think are terrific. So I think hopefully all of you guys will stay at it. There's only one thing that will make you successful, by the way. Just called resilience and grit. Just stay at it.
Ashish?
Thank you. But one can debate as to how much AI application each of the products have, but I think a start has to be made. And the best part is that over the last few years, we have had that start and these companies have begun their journeys. So the market is massive, opportunity is great. We are not going to debate, those are cliches. And I think more and more niche use cases will become broader in due course, most of them, if not all of them. And the way to go will be, the differentiation eventually will be execution. So all the best, like Rajan said, keep at it. Thank you.
Dr. Debrag?
First of all, congratulations to all 5 of you. You were the top 5 among, what, 250 or so, right? Great stuff, regardless of, who wins the top 2 or whatever. About a year and a half ago, when we started on this journey, I think there was still a lot of skepticism whether AI can help BFSI, and now we are having a hard time choosing, right? So great, and I hope you and a lot more like you continue the journey.
Piyush?
No, I think the good news is that there's depth in the operations of what you guys have done. My push will be please think global. Most of your logos were all India-centric. You can easily, if Polaris and Infosys and whatever, Wipro had global fin products, this has to be far more global, guys. So the TAM is 100x. So think global. The bad news is that there's more AI debris than survivors. So please be careful about your moats. Very, very careful. It's harder than you think. Thank you.
Tanushree, ma'am.
So I'll be more encouraging than. So for me, it was an eye-opener, especially within UIDI. I think you can all expect a call back. And we would like to do not just POCs, but implementation. Very excited. Great work. Thank you.
Sushma?
Firstly, congratulations. I think it was really great to see the depth in operations itself. I know some of you were early startups, but still the early traction that you're showing also only shows that there's a lot more potential to come. So just keep at it. Wonderful, and all the best.
All the best, guys. So the jury is here, ladies and gentlemen, to felicitate our jury this afternoon. I take this opportunity, my absolute honor, to welcome on the stage the MD and CEO of L&D Finance, Mr. Sudipta Roy.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure to see the turnaround and the attendance. 246 startups participating. It's been just amazing. And, I just hope that this excitement continues. We'll be announcing the winners during the evening session. So please stick around. And we have Kanan Gill coming, the topmost comedian, stand-up comedian in India, on his take on AI, starting at around 2 to 2:15 p.m. So please be around for that as well. Yeah. And thank you, everyone, for your amazing contribution. I know it has been over the past couple of weeks, and I look forward to interacting with you, all of you, continuously.
May I now request Sudipta sir to please, jury, wait back. We have sir who will felicitate the jury. You guys can keep clapping if you want to, because this jury deserves the loudest round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The India story is starting, and what better at Race 2025. Congratulations to every startup that came on the stage. Can we have a picture together? You guys can keep clapping. I love the energy in the house. Thank you to the jury, and thank you, Sudipta sir, for doing the honors. And ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys are excited to know the winners. Excited? What happens at 5:45 in the next ballroom, ladies and gentlemen, we will announce the winners of Pitch Point in the evening. Thank you for joining us for this amazing segment. We now break for lunch. We see you sharp with the next session at 3 p.m. Thank you so much.